Hello, readers and word experts. That's what you guys are now. You are word experts. We've been talking about different ways to figure out the meaning of unknown words. But sometimes you might be familiar with a word, but when you read it in a passage, a nonfiction article, or in a story, you're like, wait, that word doesn't really make sense here. I know the definition of that word. That doesn't make sense. Well, that's because some words are homonyms. They have they're spelled the same, they just have different meanings, usually different roots of where they came from, different origins. So they look the same, but they actually have different meanings. So we're going to be looking at some examples of words that have multiple meanings today. And by the end of the lesson, you should be able to figure out the meaning of words when they are, find the correct meaning of a word when it has more than one. So one example of a word that has multiple meanings is the word force. So words can have multiple meanings, but depending on the kind of text you're reading or what they're trying to say, they might be used differently. So for example, in this picture, we see the force of gravity. The sentence here is, or the example here is the force of gravity. And so in a science text, a force could mean a pressure or something that causes an object to move or change, such as the force of gravity, right? So gravity in this example is what causes the apple to fall from the tree into the ground. It's the pressure of gravity. But this other example says, she forced me to do it. I didn't want to. And we see here that force means something different. So the word force might mean to make someone do something, right? In this example, you can see that there is some blame going on here. So that's an example of words that have multiple meanings. So if you realize the word is being used to mean something different than how you know it, you'll want to apply strategies as if the word is brand new to you, even though you already know one meaning. So using any of the other strategies you've learned, such as context clues or thinking about the job of the word, is going to help you find the meaning of that word. So let's look at some other examples of words that have multiple meanings, just so you can be a little more familiar with how you might see this play out. So for example, bark, right? Bark could mean when a dog barks, it's a sound. Or bark is also the material on the outside of a tree. So bark has different meanings. The dog barks, I rub my hand against the bark of a tree. They mean two different things. Another one is swing. So we might go on a swing at recess. That's a noun, right? But swing can also be a verb, and it's when you swing a bat, or this is in cricket. Someone is swinging their. Someone please comment and tell me the right name of this. But you can also swing a bat or a stick or something else to hit the ball. That's swing is being used as a verb there. Or a pitcher. A pitcher can be one of these beautiful serving containers used to serve a liquid, or it's someone who throws the ball, right? It's going to have different meanings. I wouldn't say, oh yeah, a pitcher, I have that for my water. You're like, it can throw a ball. It can't do that. That would be impossible. And then marker can be like a marker that you draw with, or it can be something that marks something or shows where you are or where you need to go. So those are some other examples of words. But I wouldn't use, if I read, there was a marker on the road telling me which direction to drive. I know it's not going to be this type of marker over here, right? Because if I just saw a random marker lying on the side of the road, that wouldn't tell me where to go. I need to know that, it's going to be something else. It's probably going to be a sign or a posting telling me where I am. So let's keep going here. Sorry. So when a word has multiple meanings, ask yourself, how is the word being used? Is it being used as a thing, like a noun, a person, place, or thing? Is it describing something? Is it an adjective in this sentence? Is it describing an action? So is it an adverb? Or is it doing something? Is it a verb? So how is the word being used? What's the role of the word? And there's one meaning of the word that I know, but does it make sense here? Does the definition that I know of the word make sense in this example? And then the third thing is think about what other strategy can you use to figure it out. You can look around the word to see if you can make an inference or if there's a definition, an example, an antonym or synonym, one of those things help you figure out the meaning of this word. So if the meaning that you have doesn't make sense when you read a word, you need to stop and use your context clue strategies to try to figure out the meaning of the word. And you're going to get a chance to practice this today. So when you do your activity today, please make sure that you read all the instructions and you read the instructions before you get started. I had a lot of students ask me yesterday questions about the activity, but I was just reading them the instructions when I helped them out. So please make sure you read the instructions, and the audio should be working for you today so that you can listen to the text and just focus on finding the meaning of those words. All right, go attack some words, be a detective, figure out the meaning, and I hope you have some new tools in your tool belt today.